I have a small family. There are 4 people in my family: my mother, my father, my sister, and me. My mom's name is Clara, and she is a chef in a cozy cafe in our neighborhood. She makes the best food in the world, and people from all over town come to eat her homemade pies and sandwiches. My dad's name is John. He works in a car repair shop, and he's great at fixing anything, not just cars. My little sister is Mila, a 10-year-old with a big imagination and an even bigger love for drawing. Our days are simple but warm, like Mom's freshly baked cookies. Every morning starts with a little magic. I wake up to the smell of pancakes or cinnamon rolls, which Mom prepares before heading to her cafe. Mila and I rush to the table, where Dad sits with his morning coffee and a big smile. He always jokes, "Clara's cooking could bring peace to the world." Mom just laughs and hands him a sandwich for lunch. After breakfast, Mila and I pack our bags for school. Dad drives us in his old, blue truck, humming his favorite country songs on the way. I love those drives because Dad always gives us advice or funny stories about when he was a kid. In the evenings, our house comes alive again. Mom returns from the cafe, smelling like sugar and coffee, and Dad finishes fixing cars for the day. We eat dinner together, always something special Mom makes. Sometimes it's creamy pasta, other times it's her famous chicken pot pie. Mila and I help her clean up afterward, sneaking bites of dessert when she's not looking. But one day, something surprising happened. It was a rainy Friday, and the sky was dark by the time we finished dinner. Just as we sat down to watch a movie, the phone rang. Mom answered, and her expression changed. "What happened, Mom?" I asked. "There's an emergency at the cafe," she said. "The oven broke, and there's an important dinner party booked for tomorrow. I need to figure something out." Mom looked worried, and it felt strange because she was always the calmest person in our family. "Can we help?" Mila asked softly. Mom smiled, a little tired but grateful. "Maybe." A night we'll never forget. The next morning, we woke up early, the house quieter than usual. Mom was already preparing for the cafe, her footsteps light but purposeful. Today wasn't like any other. Instead of our usual routines, we were on a mission to help Mom save the cafe, the place that had always felt like home, where so many memories had been made. The drive to the Sweet Haven Cafe was calm, but filled with an unspoken excitement. The streets were still, with a soft mist hanging in the air, making it feel as though we had the whole world to ourselves. When we arrived, the cafe seemed sleepy, but the comforting smell of freshly brewed coffee and baked bread greeted us warmly, offering a sense of familiarity and reassurance. Dad quickly got to work on the broken oven, while Mom handed Mila and me aprons, transforming us into her little assistant chefs for the day. We were going to make her famous apple pies from scratch, a tradition we cherished but had never done ourselves. As we worked side by side, the cafe began to come alive. The cold, quiet space was soon filled with the warmth of the kitchen, and the delicious scent of baking filled the air, creating a feeling of accomplishment with every step. An hour later, Dad proudly announced the oven was fixed. We all shared a sigh of relief, followed by a round of laughter, knowing we were one step closer to saving the cafe. Dad didn't stop there. He took over table duty, making sure every table was perfectly set with freshly ironed tablecloths, adding his own little touches to make it feel like home. Meanwhile, Mila worked on the chalkboard near the entrance, creating a colorful sign that read, "Welcome to the Sweet Haven Cafe. Sit, smile, and enjoy." By the afternoon, the cafe had transformed. Fresh flowers decorated each table, golden pies sat proudly on the counter, and the air was filled with the laughter and chatter that had been missing for so long. As the guests started arriving for the dinner party, there was a moment of stillness. Mom stood behind the counter, watching the cafe fill with life, a proud smile on her face as she took in the transformation. "You did it, Mom," I whispered, filled with gratitude. She smiled back, her eyes full of emotion. "We did it." At that moment, I realized this day would stay with us forever. It wasn't just about fixing a broken oven or baking pies. It was about coming together as a family, working towards something bigger than ourselves, and realizing we could overcome any challenge as long as we were side by side. That night, after the dinner party was a big success, we sat together in the cafe. Mom brought us hot chocolate and slices of pie. The cafe was quiet, but it felt warm and full of love. "I couldn't have done this without you all," Mom said, looking at us. Dad smiled. "Teamwork makes the dream work." Mila leaned her head on Mom's shoulder and said, "I think today was the best day ever." I looked around at my family, Mom, the amazing chef who made everyone feel at home, Dad, who could fix anything, and Mila, who always brought color into everything. That day, I realized how special our little team was. After that rainy day, weekends became more exciting. Sometimes we'd all visit the cafe together. Dad would fix things, Mila would decorate menus, and I would help Mom in the kitchen. Even customers noticed. "It's nice seeing such a close family," they'd say. Now, every Sunday morning, we have breakfast at Mom's cafe. Mila and I sip hot chocolate while Dad hums his country songs. Mom always joins us, bringing freshly baked muffins and sitting with us for a while before the cafe gets busy. My family isn't perfect, but we're perfect for each other. Mom's cafe taught me that it's not just about what we do, it's about who we do it with. Whether it's fixing an oven, baking pies, or sharing stories at the dinner table, we're always there for each other. And no matter how busy life gets, I know that my family will always be my favorite team. Because at the end of the day, it's the little moments, like sharing pie in a cozy cafe, that mean the most. If you liked this video and found it useful, be sure to catch our next one. We've got an exciting and engaging topic ready to help you practice your listening skills. Click here to watch and keep improving your English.